Well, welcome again. I mean, whoever it is that we're talking to. Hi, Stefcho. How are you, man?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
First of all, let me begin by just doing this. I wanna make a quick shout out to Bogi, who provided us with a great song for our show called Alpha One. Bogi, also known as Orilux. This is, I think, his legal name now. You can find him in the description, and you should find him. It's not much of looking. It's not much of a search, really. You don't need to be a detective. You just click on the link, and you should subscribe, because there's another song, I think, coming up. I hope I don't say anything that's secret, but I think there'll be new songs. So if you're into synth music, it's pretty cool.
Wait, Ogi did the song from the last podcast?
Yeah, the beginning and the end song. Yeah, shout out to Ogi. I just like the sound effect. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, shout out to also to all the armed forces, and to those forces who for some reasons are not armed. Not everyone is this fortunate. Some forces are armed, some are disarmed, some are armless, some are harmless. I mean, not every force is the same. Let's not be forcefully racist. And let's shout out to them. Shout out to the forces, guys. So anyways, Stefcho, how have you been? I mean, what are you up to today, man? How's it going with you?
Nothing much. I played guitar. So,
it's fucking awesome. And by the way, I was listening to our podcast that we did last week. I listened to it the whole week, by the way, and I was so happy with it, and it was really great. And I should just tell you something, man. Something a little bit personal, because you said something on the podcast, and kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. And I want to talk about it because maybe you didn't think about it when you said it, but it hurt me a little bit. And we should really think about what we say to people, because some of our words can hurt. They can hurt us bad, and irreversible damage was made to me. So I just want to remind you, because maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but you specifically said this.
I mean, whatever I do, you always complicate things.
Remember when you said this?
Whatever I do, you always complicate things.
Of course. It was stuck in my mind.
Well, how are you doing this? What is this? What is happening?
It's stuck in my mind so much that I had to make a song about it. Yeah, this is my new future, man. I'm a DJ now. Listen to this. I love this part. I love this part. This part is my favorite. Yeah. Yeah, you see, this is when you go to the toilet in the club, and then you come out, and it hits you again.
So...
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, man, just think about what you're saying next time.
I'm scared now. I have to think even more than I do now.
I mean, if you're good in your heart, you shouldn't be scared. I mean, there should not be anything to be afraid of if you're really good in your heart. If you wish me well, if you want me to be happy.
What should I do different now? Then should I be better in my heart? What's your statement? Anyway.
Listen, I'm not a judge. It's not like I'm suing you yet, so you don't need to. Just keep it for the court, man. I mean, all these explanations and stuff, they're kind of useless. But I want to tell you something. You know, the other day I was at work, and this girl at there, she told me something. It's one of my colleagues. She said, "Listen, are you hanging out with anyone after work?" And like, she didn't say it in a sexual way. She said, like, in a sad way. She was like, "Are you even like? Do you even have friends?" And I said, I started laughing because every time I laugh, I try to cover my tears with that. And I started thinking, because, you know, I grasped toward, like, if someone tells me something that will make me cry later, I just want to remember that moment. And she said, "You know what, there's a party tomorrow. You know, I'm going to invite you to that party. There's a friend of ours, another colleague, he's throwing a party." And I said, I don't know. I mean, is it okay for me to come? Because he didn't invite me. And she's like, of course it's okay, you know? And then she didn't invite me because, I don't know. Maybe she forgot, I don't know. But anyway,
maybe.
What about you, man? How's it going for you?
I already told you. So, are we going to do some talk about something, or are we going to just?
Yeah,
do
let's do
nothing?
this, man. What do you want to talk about before I tell you what to talk about?
Oh shit. Well, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? You wanted to talk about
It's talk
some
time.
things. I've written some
Listen to
things.
this.
I
How
have
about this?
a-
This is like
I
a.
have a list.
You wanna hear a segue? This is a segue to the talk time.
Yes.
It's talk time.
Okay.
Yeah, now we can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
you
you're
mean
wondering
you.
where's this coming from, I have this synthesizer I bought, and I'm playing
Oh
sounds.
yeah, I
on it.
was wondering
Spoiler
actually.
alert.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know,
Wait, what?
pretty
A
cool.
synthesizer?
yeah, it's a device. You wouldn't understand. It's complicated.
Yeah, I understand.
It's like it's got a cable going in, and there's like your hand is going on it, like you
It's
touchy
like-
gropey with it, but in an appropriate way.
yeah, it's a musical instrument that you use as a soundboard. Like
Yeah,
you
remember that movie La La
You s-
Land?
You spend 10 times
Yeah.
more money for it instead of getting a soundboard. You know.
Well,
whatever.
that's one way of looking at it, but there's certainly other people who would agree with you. So if that makes you happy,
Yeah, some musician somewhere wants to write a symphony and he doesn't have the money to get this thing,
Yeah.
and yet, anyway, there you are. So, you wanna talk about Japan maybe or something?
oh fuck yeah, Japan. Let me just listen. This is a sound effect for Japan. Let me. All right. So Japan. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, there's this country called Japan, and it's pretty cool. I went there kind of recently. Well, a couple weeks ago. It could be recently for people, but what about those flies? So I went to Japan a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty amazing, man. Because now that I'm rich and all, I try to come up with these different ways to spend my money that are, you know, kind of taking them away from my family and spending them on that. So I decided, why not go to one of the countries that people think are expensive. So I was kind of in between, you know, those Bahamas, those countries, and the plural countries like Bahamas, like Filipinos. You know, those like plural countries, they're usually expensive. And to Japan, which is a single country, singular. And yeah, I went there, man. It was fucking awesome, man. It was truly amazing. And check this out, I got a new tattoo. I got a new, like, wait, I'm still slow with this. Yeah, I got a new tattoo. Thank you.
Well, we can't show it here, so.
Yeah, let's not. Let's just. I mean, it's kind of personal. I don't want to talk about it, but you brought it up. You were like,
Just
let's
3 flowers.
go over.
I've seen it. It's
You've
so
seen
much-
it?
How personal is it to
so-
look like flowers?
It's pretty
Anyway.
personal. It's one of those things that you put on your body and most of the people can see it. But you know, they don't understand how personal it is. So all those eyes that look at, you know, I for the first time understand how these girls look like when they dress like horse, and not a singular but plural horse. You know, not a horse, but when they dress like hookers, and they go out and they're like, "Why are you looking at me?" I mean, I feel like I'm refurbishing some old '90s stand-up comedy when I bring it up. But anyway, I mean, I can't be always original. Sometimes I gotta sound like someone else. Anyhow, but yeah, I mean, I felt like people were judging me by that, and by people I mean mostly.
Where? There?
There was one judge in particular because I was arrested, and I felt like this guy. What the fuck, man? I mean, so what? I have those tattoos. Maybe you want me to dress up, huh? You want me to cover it up, like come in a suit? No, man. I was in a swimming suit. It's a type of suit. I went to the court in a swimming suit. That was kind of challenging because I want to show confidence. You know, a guilty person wouldn't have confidence, but an innocent person has confidence. So I walked in that court, and I was like full of confidence. Look at me. Look at me in the eyes, judge, and tell me now my future, right? So anyway, when I paid all the fines, I was pretty relieved to know that was over, and I can discuss it with you.
I just lost track. Are we talking about Japan? What are we
Yeah,
talking
so
what?
Japan, right? I mean, thanks, man. Japan is such a thing that it's, first of all, it's a country, but on the other hand, it's an island. And the thing about it is, you go there, there's certain limitations. For example, you can only go with a airplane, which immediately was like, oh, God damn it, those airplanes. Because I wanted to like get on my bike and go there. And it turns out you can only go, especially because I'm on an island now. So that is extra difficult to get from one island to another on a bike, I realized. So I got to the airport with the bike and they said, listen, man, no. And I said, so I said, listen, let's do this. Can I bargain for this? Like, how much do you want from me? They said, you got to buy a ticket, you got to pay a bunch of money. So I went there eventually. And I got to tell you, it's not as bad as you think. All these stories about Japan that you've heard, it's not true. They are
But
not...
I've heard great stories. What do you mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So this is not true. Not true, man. Not at all, what you've heard. Whatever you've heard, forget it. Like it's like you've not heard it. But what have you heard? Tell me, who told you something about Japan? What did you hear about Japan exactly? Where did you hear it on Japanese radio?
Hear the what? Sorry.
Where did you hear stuff about Japan? Like when you say all the stuff that I heard were great.
I
where
had
did you
some
hear exactly?
friends that went there. They were really happy about it. I don't know.
I caught you in a lie.
What?
I caught you in a lie.
Okay.
This is a first. Every time I caught you in a lie, I will play an applause.
So what's so great about it?
Anyway, so there's many great things. One of them is a temple. The other is something called, I don't know if you've heard of this, sushi. It's a type of it's like a fish. It's a fish that is in between the states of being alive and being cooked. So it kind of like it's a surprising thing because you would think, oh, if I eat this, I mean, you would never think about eating it because it looks nice. It doesn't look like food, for instance. It doesn't smell like food. But when you put it in your mouth and you chew it and then you swallow it, you realize that the nutrients it contains are evenly distributed in your body, and they give you energy, and you release this energy over time. I never knew that about that sushi thing,
but
and also it's kind of cool.
Okay, but I mean we have sushi here. Okay, but have you eaten like the best sushi here, the expensive one?
I've eaten the ones that it's the ones that.
No, I mean here in Bulgaria because I've heard that it's much. What is this noise? I've heard that it's
an applause.
It's what?
Yeah. It's an applause. It's an applause.
Oh shit! I thought it was some. I don't know.
It's on a loop, so it doesn't sound great. But it's
crashing or something.
It's like a retarded crowd. Or you shouldn't use that word, retarded.
The thing, no, because I've heard that the food is much different than what we think it is. I mean here, like the sushi has nothing to do almost. It's like much better.
Oh no! It's totally different, man. Oh.
Wait, really?
Never imagine.
I don't know. Are you joking now or?
No. It's so different that when I saw it, I thought, how is this even possible?
Dude, whatever. This food, anyway. Anyone knows? Tell me about the the tattoo. You didn't tell the most interesting part about it.
Most interesting part about the tattoo is that it's actually So let's be. For example, let's be serious for a moment. Okay, and this tattoo is actually not a machine tattoo. It's made in a traditional way. It's called tebori. That's when someone takes a bamboo stick and sticks it up your ass. No, they stick it in your skin, making tiny little holes. And through those holes, on the tip of that stick, it's not a bamboo stick actually. It's like a steel stick. On the tip of it, there's like there's a needle kind of thingy, and they dip it in a specially prepared kind of color kind of liquidy thing, and then they put it in your body, and it stays forever in between the layers of your skin. Yep, it's pretty cool. And it hurts like fuck.
No,
it doesn't really hurt. The thing is,
no, I didn't mean this part. Like
which part?
Who made this tattoo?
Right. So that's the really cool part, man. My fucking dementia, man. It's going. So there was a guy. This is a really cool story, by the way. So I was Googling like different people that can possibly pull this off, because there's not that many artists that still do the old traditional way of tattooing. Even in Japan, they know the style, but they use machines to do it. So I found this website and I found this guy, and completely randomly just looked through his art. I was like, yeah, that looks legit. I'm gonna book this guy. I booked this guy, and then when they confirmed the booking, when I make the payment, everything, I Google this guy. I find his Instagram page, because all these artists now have Instagram, as we do now. Also, I do, at least. I have a couple of posts. I'm really big there on Instagram, and he has Instagram where he puts his shit, and I go through the stuff. And oh, that's great. And then I go scroll down through the years, and then I see John Mayer, who, as you know, is one, like, my biggest idol. And he has a sleeve, like his left hand is a full Japanese sleeve. And this guy did John Mayer's fucking sleeve, man. It's Horimitsu, Master Horimitsu. He did John Mayer's goddamn sleeve.
Yeah, what the hell? And you love John Mayer. He's like your
I love John
idol.
Mayer, and I go there and I see like there's a photo of John Mayer and this guy on the wall, and I go, fuck, man, this is crazy. Someone who touched John Mayer actually touched me and hurt me. This is like my dream come true.
Oh, also, when you said Instagram, wanna hear my original joke? How do you call
go ahead.
1,000 Instagrams?
What do you call them?
Insta kilograms. Thanks.
It's great. I loved it.
Thanks for the laugh.
I knew the answer, but I wanted you to say it.
No, but it's original anyway.
They
So yeah.
Really?
What else is there about
Right. Well, I wanted to tell you something, because the truth is, I'm living here in this small apartment. I told you about this, and there's this guy, man, this fucking neighbor. I'm even afraid to speak loud now, because this fucking guy, my neighbor, every time I play some music, or I jerk off too loudly, because I like to make noises, just to, like, it inspires me. This guy starts knocking on the fucking door and everything. Yeah, it's fucking annoying. It's crazy, and I don't know what to. Yeah, wait. Yeah, he's here. I think he's.
Oh shit! What?
Oh shit, man! Yeah, he's getting here, man.
What the hell?
What the fuck, man? Oh, hi there. This is my name is Charlie. Hi, I just wanted to make a complaint that you're making lots of noise. If you could please not make that noise, it'll be pretty great. Charlie, please don't press the synthesizer. Charlie, listen, I'm sorry, man, but I'm in the middle of something. I don't know how I unlock my... Listen, I don't really want to break your kind of vibe, but I'm trying to sleep right now. In the middle of something. It's called sleep. It replenishes my energy. I don't want to break that sleeping cycle. You understand? And by the way, Stefcho, I'm a big fan. Hi, Stefcho. Yeah,
hello.
Press my synthesizer. I don't know what I mean, Charlie. I'm sorry, man. I didn't know you sleep at like 7 o'clock. It's 7:30 here, and you're listen, because the truth of the matter is that I work at NASA. I work in NASA. I'm an engineer. What? You
what?
Yes, I work at NASA. I'm an actual engineer there. The way we engineer things is we test different environments. So in order for me to be prepared for the first and second Mars mission, I need to sleep in order to be at the same time zone as Mars. So as you know, Mars is always at night. We're going to land on the dark side of Mars, and there's night there at the moment. So I need to sleep to replenish my energy. Yeah, Charlie, could you not maybe lay down on my bed? Just, yeah, I appreciate this, but it just yeah, I'm sorry. I feel terribly sleepy. Okay, sorry, I had to take a sip of the water. Charlie, listen, this is great. But if you're here, let me ask you. I mean, do you really work in? How is this possible that you live in Malta and you work in NASA at the same time? Well, the thing about it is that we have people all over the world, and I mean, it's not a big deal or anything. It's just that we want to fly for over 30 hours to work every day, just to stress our bodies and get used to that flight period. Because as you know, when you fly to Mars, for instance, it's not a big deal or anything, but when you fly to Mars, it takes a long time. Yeah. So every day I fly to work for about 30 hours, 31, 32 hours a day. Right, so. Wow, man. I mean, Stefcho, are you hearing this? Can you fucking believe this guy?
Why didn't you let the guy alone a bit? He has to sleep, I guess. God damn it.
Yeah, but man, you can lay down. Yeah, but stick around. Let's talk a little bit. I mean, I'm curious. I don't know. I mean, Stefcho, do you want to ask this guy something? I mean, this guy's an actual NASA engineer. Charlie, an engineer from NASA who lives here in Malta just because. Is that true? Because you want to fly 30 plus hours a day to work?
Like a million things. By a million, I mean one.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Stefcho, I'm a big fan of yours. I can totally understand. I mean, it's not a big deal or anything, but I can totally understand your questions, and I'm ready to answer them. Just go ahead. This is awesome. This guy is awesome, by the way. He's an awesome guest, by the way.
Should I ask something, or you ask him?
I mean, you can ask me. Yeah, you go ahead, Steph. I mean, can he? Of course, he can ask me anything. I mean, it's not a big deal. Right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he can help with the pressing issue of what's the Earth's. Is it a flat or is it round? Everyone is wondering now.
Yeah, come closer, man. Yeah. Well, listen, Stefcho. Listen, it's a great question. We do not dismiss those questions as being idiotic, as some people call them. The truth of the matter is, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal, but we just recently realized that the Earth is actually flat. Yeah. What? Are you telling us that the Earth is actually flat, and you would not know this? Yeah. I mean, the way this works is it's not really completely flat. So it's more difficult than that. It's 50% flat and it's 50% not flat. It's basically like the stomach of a pregnant woman in the 3rd month. It's half of it is flat, but there's some of it that is already sticking out. So she got to dress a certain way.
But what do you mean? Like what half? Like, are we on the flat side or the round? Is the other part round or?
Listen, it's very easy. So if you're on the flat side, the way you know it is if you walk for a long time, you're gonna eventually fall off. So because of that, there's no people on the flat side because they all fell off. We think maybe around the 14th century. What? Yeah, maybe around maybe 15th.
We're on the round side.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's not like a big deal, but it's, we're on the round side. That's correct. Do you have any other questions?
Round side is right side.
It's on the round side. I don't have the liberty to explain every detail. I mean, I'm surprised that you can even explain this much. Well, the reason that I can explain that much is because it's not like it's a big deal. It's not a big deal. I mean, congratulations, because we're learning things.
Is it like a ball that's cut in half? Or what the? Is it like a ball that's cut in half?
Except, here's where you're wrong. If you cut a ball in half, all the air will evaporate. So the half that's with that cut out is going to be flat. So the way to solve it is by cutting an egg in half. So if you cut an egg in half, it's going to be half flat and the other half is not going to be flat. You understand me? It's very difficult kind of jargon. But it's not a big deal. And it's not like it's a big deal. Wow, man. I mean, so you're saying the Earth is actually more similar to a cut in a half egg than it is to a cut in a half. Well, yes. Yes and no is the answer. In the sense that there is no yolk. We don't have a reason to believe there's yolk, even though we've tried to search for it. And it's not like it's a big deal. I mean, I can tell you other interesting facts if you want to know.
Like what?
I don't know, Steph, you do. Well, for instance, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal, but I can tell you that with a very big certainty, there most probably are some monkeys living on the moon. What? There's some monkeys living on the... What? Yeah, there's some monkeys, but they're white. So,
so that's why we don't see them.
Race. Oh yes, you're very intelligent, bright young man. By the way, if you go to nasa.com/apply, you can maybe send us a CV and you can use the promo code Charlie, and then I'll get a 10% discount from the NASA cafeteria. If you do that, please, Stefcho.
Yeah,
so the reason that we don't know about those monkeys is that they're white, but also they're very small. So we've never seen them. They're
but
so
how did they get there? Were they always there, or did we get?
We have different theories about that, but we know for sure that they're so small you can't even see them with a microscope. So the way you see them is we don't see them. So we have different tests. For example, we've left a banana once and it disappeared. So we think perhaps a bunch of small monkeys ate that banana. And this is how it disappeared. And to the question of how they got there, I mean, it's not like it's a big deal, but we believe that there's monkeys on all the white planets. That's why they're white. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Jesus, you mean all of the white planets?
Are there white planets?
First of all, I didn't even know that the moon is a planet. Well, just to tell you, it is a planet. It's a planet. That's a very, very good question. It was recently discovered there's a white planet. There's a white planet in the center of every planet. Jesus Christ, man! There's a white planet inside. It's this way you've never seen them. That's why we've never seen white planets, because they're hidden inside of the other planets. So I don't know if you have any other questions, but I mean, it's not like it's a big deal or anything. I mean, I don't know, Steph, do you have anything else to ask this guy? Because this is insane, weird, man. I mean,
yeah. I don't know.
Jeez. Hey, if you could just, I mean, Charlie, this is my fridge. Get off the fridge. I'm sorry, I was trying to find a comfortable position. I don't think that's the most comfortable place to sleep, Charlie, so you could just get off the fridge. Yeah, thanks, man. Well, I mean, Charlie, I don't even know what to ask you, so just give me any other discoveries that you made. Well, I mean, there's many discoveries. I mean, it's not like it's a big deal, but there's one discovery that we made that we are actually alone in space. So that means...
You mean except for the monkeys?
Well, there's a... Charlie's having a seizure, I think.
Maybe
Charlie, what is this?
He has sleep deprivation.
Oh my God! There's a small device coming out of his mouth. I'm sorry. This was I was choking on my own internal defibrillator. I have an internal defibrillator. Everyone at NASA has one. It allows us to restart the heart from inside the heart. Obviously, the stupid thing to do in hospitals is when you put a defibrillator on top of your body. Who will do that? No one. But if you're alone in space, you need a defibrillator inside your heart. So yes, we are alone in space, except for the monkeys. That's true. And except for those Alpha Centaurians, of course, that we all know about. What? The who? The Alpha Centaurians? Yes, I mean the Alpha Centaurians from Alpha Centauri. They are there, and they're not happy that I mentioned them. Nope, they're not happy about it. Jesus, man. This is insane. This is absolutely just fucking unbelievable what I'm hearing here. And Charlie, is there anything else? Yes, in fact, there is, and it's a song. I wrote this song, and it's called We Are All Alone in Space. And forgive me because I'm not the best at synthesizer music. We are alone in space. We are.
It's beautiful. But Charlie, I think you need
think you fell
some
asleep.
sleep, man. Yeah, fuck.
Charlie.
Maybe just let him sleep. I don't know. I think he's on Mars already.
Wow, I mean, Charlie, this was something. Charlie, Charlie, please, everybody clap for Charlie because, yeah, he fell asleep, he wrote a song, and this is Charlie, the NASA engineer, just for everyone. This was Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie, where you... Yeah, I think... Yeah, Charlie went and left us. But that was something, man. I mean, come on.
Did you meet him now for the first time ever?
I met him now for the first time, and I feel magical. It was great. No, I mean, I've only heard him from his room, like this sound, all the time. And I was like, what the fuck, man? It's like, it's 6 in the morning. Can I just jerk off and scream? I mean, come on. So, and I just hear knock and everything. I had no idea that Charlie, the engineer from NASA, was here. And with his great discoveries, we learned that the Earth is half flat, half not flat, that there's some monkeys on Mars, and that we're alone in space. That's pretty interesting for me.
Except for the monkeys, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. I mean, yeah, I don't know if there's any other things besides monkeys. By the way, I watched that movie.
Yeah.
Did you see The First Man? It's a pretty good movie.
No, I should have, but I still haven't.
Yeah, it's the shit, man. I mean, and it's the guy from La La Land, Damien Chazelle, who's great. He should be a superhero.
Yeah, I know.
Damien Chazelle. Yeah! I mean, in some gay superhero movie.
We should ask Charlie about it when he comes again.
Yeah, let's not. Let's keep it down. I don't want to wake him up. I feel sorry for him. I mean, the guy's got to travel 30 hours a day. Imagine. I travel like 5 minutes to work. Yeah, this is the cool thing about Malta. Malta. You travel like everywhere you can go. It's super fast, and it's super anticlimactic. It's like almost like you. Oh my God, I'm late. Oh no, I got it. I mean, if you're late, you're 30 seconds late, which is cool. If you, it's such a small place that if your girlfriend's late, next month she gives birth. That sort of thing. Anyway. So what else did you man? You're a smart guy. You know, you read the news. You know what's happening out there. You know what the topics of the day are. What should we discuss this time? Because I have all these crazy ideas, but you're the normal guy. You gotta normalize me. Otherwise, people would go nuts listening to this shit.
I don't think anyone is still left. But okay, sure. Well, last week there was this thing. I thought it was interesting. Maybe you've heard it. Like Elon Musk will open his tunnels soon.
Ooh,
you know all the tunnels.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it the Boring Company doing that shit?
Yeah. In Los Angeles, they will.
Oh, that's awesome. But wait, I mean, is the tunnel gonna be just in Los Angeles for now, or?
Yeah. I think it will be like around 2 miles. What?
Yeah.
I know he's building many places. I think will start.
Yeah, because
maybe.
the point
There's
was like
one
to
in
get from
Chicago.
New York to Los Angeles like super fast or something. And if it's just like 2 miles, what the fuck?
I mean, it's just a proof of concept, but it's
it
pretty
sucks.
cool because it's really fast.
It's like imagine you have a girlfriend and you're like, hey, let's do something together, all right? Let's do something crazy. Let's do something crazy tonight. And you go and you show her this super tiny dick. And she goes, what the fuck? And you're like, well, this is a proof of concept. It gets bigger. But over many, many years and many people working on it.
He's pretty fast, actually. I mean, I learned about it like 2 months ago, and now he's opening them. I don't know, maybe it's not.
I mean, I learned about him
fast.
like a week ago, and now he's this crazy billionaire entrepreneur. His fucking time is running like crazy.
Yeah, who has created all these things in the last 10 years.
I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Like, imagine this is an interesting thing. I was listening to this interview with Bill Burr, and he was like, "Oh my, like all my mid-30s, like years were passing by." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? This is like one of the most successful comedians. And I think, by the way, he mentioned something about like an Eastern European tour beginning of 2019. I'm not sure if he's going to be in Bulgaria, but it's going to be exciting. But this guy's great. And when successful people talk about like how they're lazy and not doing shit, I mean, what the fuck are we doing? You know what I mean? Like always when these people like, I only own 7 companies and I fuck models and all that, but I'm kind of lazy today. By lazy, he means that I brushed my teeth like 3 seconds slower than usually. Yeah.
Well, everyone
I didn't brush my teeth for 3 weeks. How about that?
Everyone has a bad day. It's just our bad days are terrible.
Everyone has 1 or 700 of them. You know, depending on where are they on the scale of Bogi to Elon Musk and back, right?
Bad lives.
So, yeah. No, I think we're okay, man. I mean, this is the thing. The other thing I was thinking about, because I listened to...
I mean, compare him to the average person. It's...
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
actually, there's... I also have this on the list.
What's that?
It's an interesting theory I've read. It's like some Reddit post. Actually, it's a meme now. I mean, there's like this theory that there's like a fixed quantity of souls on the earth.
What?
And
is it like one of those Scientology?
Yeah, I mean, they're
books,
like the souls reincarnate. But the thing is, the population is growing. So how this thing works is like there is this pile of walking. I mean, I'm reading the post. It's walking flesh piles around us, and they're known as NPCs. So
as
what they do?
NPCs.
No, NPC. I mean, you've played games.
Oh, NPC.
It's like a non-playable character.
Right.
So they just walk around in groups and they just follow trends. And they're like the things they say are like, just be yourself.
This is sort of similar to like all the simulation theories, right? So the theory, let me see if I understand you correct. So the theory is that not all of the people that we see are actual people. Some of them are like bots.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there more to it?
Yeah, they like say Trump is Hitler. That new Adele song. Oh my God! I mean, they get excited about the new Adele song. And
so you mean some things repeat themselves, like respawn?
No, that's their social pattern, like what they do. You know, they watch sports, they get excited about it.
Oh, like you mean like in GTA San Andreas, you only had a certain amount of bots. So like if you kill that bold guy, then in kill 10 more guys, you're gonna run into the
certain amount of real people. All the rest that the population growth, it's
God damn it, man! Now everything makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the truth. I think we're done. I think maybe you're the NPC. I mean, one of us is for sure.
One of us? No.
But how do we test for NPCs?
I mean, I don't like Adele. Sure. Do you like Adele? I like her, but I don't really care about her.
No, I don't care about her. No, I'm kind of annoyed by her. You know what? I liked Adele at the beginning when she was like, oh, that fat kid that everyone was sorry for and had
when
great
she
songs.
Was 19.
Right? Because, I mean, that was part of it. I mean, let's not deny the fact that she's, fat.
She's not fat anymore.
I mean, great songs, but also fat. Yeah. And then she became this diva kind of thing. Like, oh, now I'm like into the Madonna category. And this is where I'm like, nah, fuck you. You know what I mean? Because...
Where is she?
What?
I don't see her.
I don't see her either. But I'm sure that if she was somewhere around, I would see her because she's huge. So she would probably stand in front of the sun, and I would fucking I would grow some moss on my balls on the north side.
But in general, it's a great theory. But now
it is a great theory, and I like all these theories, and I think there's very interesting, all these conspiracy theories. Some of them, the reason that they're so compelling is because there's always some seed of truth, some kind of fact that someone took and then distorted it a little bit or changed it a little bit, like good sci-fi, right? Why good sci-fi is compelling? Because it's believable. It's not true, but it's believable, right? So this theory is like that to me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, whoever came up with that, shout out to that person.
Just
great guy.
Anyway, talk about sci-fi. I read your book.
Ooh,
No,
right,
it's not,
right, right.
it's
You
not a
read my book. Man. I mean, it's a short
What
story.
is it? It's not a novella. It's a short.
It's supposed to be a
no,
short
it's
story.
a long
'Cause it's
story.
10,000 words. It's like on the long end
Oh.
of short stories.
I don't know. It's great, man. It reminded me. How was this guy called? Hitchhiker to Galaxy. Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy.
Yeah. I know it's kind of like that a little bit. Not that intentionally I try to get there. It's just that I
Yeah,
really
no,
like
no,
sci-fi and I try to be funny. So it ends up being a little bit like that.
Yeah. It's great,
So
man.
what do you think? Like, tell me something, like, I don't know, some good feedback that I can take to improve myself.
Well,
And by the way, I'll jerk off to whatever you say because I'll record it and I'll listen to it later. So just so you know.
I already kind of told you, but I mean, sometimes you go too far to make a joke. Like you kind of sacrifice the plot or the sense.
One time I went all the way
but
to
you
the
had
club.
some great ideas. I think they were really interesting. I don't know if I should spoil it. Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe we
I
can
don't know.
just give maybe a like
What are you doing
you
with
know,
it? Are you posting
tagline.
it somewhere, or are you just going to?
Well, I submitted it to a couple of places, of course, not
really?
expecting anything, but one of them already said it's bad. Sorry, thanks.
Really?
I mean, not bad. They said it's not for us, but it was like a generic answer, I think. So someone just might have just read the title and said no, because the title. I mean, we can just give it like a trailer.
Title either.
Yeah, we can.
I think
we
it
can give
gets
a trailer.
better in the second half, which
Yeah,
is bad.
so
I think.
I think so
Because
too.
if-
Well, the title is "Sharded into Space," all right, and shard for
But
those of you
not
who don't know,
shards
it's
with a D, but with a T.
right. It's a combination of shit and fart. Shard. It's what you do sometimes. So the story is about. It was actually inspired by another nice combination. With what we already discussed with my visit to Japan, because in Japan, as you know, they have these crazy toilets. And they have these toilets that they're super sci-fi to us, coming from Europe, with all these buttons and all these features. Like, you know, they shoot all kinds of liquids up your ass, and there's a button for a sound effect, for like a flushing sound effect, because you don't want to flush all the time, because that's not good
like
for the
your
environment.
piano.
So you can just play a sound. Right. So
Do you have
very
it on
good,
the
very good stitch.
since
So I don't have it, but you know, let's not push it. Come on, man, he's pushing your luck. So so the point was, this story is about a guy who works for a Japanese company. The Japanese company imports like a super advanced toilet prototype of some sorts to their office. He doesn't like his job, so he sits on the toilet a lot. And he, one day he just, plays around with the device and presses a bunch of numbers and a bunch of buttons, and turns out that this for some reason some freak accident happens and he gets sent out into space, and he ends up on another planet. And this planet so happens to use such toilets for teleportation devices. It's just like he basically hooks up to their mainframe and gets sharded into space. So that's the story. And then interesting things happen. Well, hopefully interesting.
Yeah, you described the toilet part in a lot of detail.
Yeah,
so
I like
that's
that
why
too.
maybe these guys rejected you.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, not everyone sees good literature. Some people are blind to it. Some people see an artist and they just
because
so good.
if you
that it
get
blurs,
over
it's
this
like
part,
moves.
it gets good.
You know, the thing is, I'm so good at this point that I just run laps around them, and to them I look like a blur, and they're like, "What is this blur?" And it's me, and they don't recognize good writing when they see it. So fuck them. That's what I say. But anyway, no, I mean, I keep writing, and now I have another story in the workings, inner workings, outer workings, and when I finish it, I'm gonna send it to you to read it again, because you read it. So
Hell
thank you,
yeah.
man. Thank you for reading it.
I'll be your
Thank you.
editor.
You were the first to read it.
I'll check
That's awesome.
how much percentage editors get. So we'll put it.
They
in
get
the,
nothing.
We'll put
For
it in
me,
the contract.
nothing.
No,
For me, they get
there are
nothing.
Standards.
Oh no,
There's not you.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
So, speaking about goddamn noise. Speaking about blurs from 10 sentences ago, you want to talk about what we hated most this week?
Oh yes, fuck yeah. Let me just. You know what? Let me play the sound. Yep, it's time for what we hated most this week. So this week, you know, I mean, not this week in general. I think this is a good idea for a segment, don't you think? But let me just do it again because it was so
Yeah, I
cool.
hate things all the time.
This is what we hate this week. So now, yeah, do you have something you hate, by the way? Because I just feel like it's all about me. What about you? Do you hate something?
Yeah, I hate some things.
Like what?
I also have a neighbor that knocks. And he doesn't knock, he fucking hits something with a hammer or something, like every morning between 8 and 9, like for the past maybe 3 months.
I have a theory. Can I say it?
What the fuck is he doing?
I have a theory. I think I know what he's doing.
What is he doing?
I think he murdered his wife, and now with the you know he's
no, I've seen his wife.
No, you've seen her.
Okay,
but like
I guess.
how many months
Let's
ago?
say I haven't seen her.
Exactly.
Like 2 days
so,
ago.
so he has a hammer, and with a hammer, he breaks down her bones, just a little bit every day.
Smart.
And like in the Shawshank Redemption movie, you know, when the guy was going out and just like from his trousers, all the sand was dropping down from his cell. So he puts a little bits and pieces of crushed bones in his trousers. Every time he goes to work, he drops a little on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think that's what happened.
I think
So
the body decomposes faster than that. So anyway, but
no,
I
but
hate it.
the bones are the rest he ate.
Everyone hates it, but it's just weird. It's kind of a Bulgarian thing, like that you have to invest so much time in.
Yeah, you mean like someone is fixing shit on the weekend and like it's 6 in the morning.
Yeah, like all this noise. Like when do they read a book or?
Believe it? Can you believe someone's going on Friday to sleep early? It's like, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow 6 in the morning to start my work.
Yeah, don't they have
I'm gonna fix
hobbies
this
or
fucking bathroom.
I don't know.
Awesome.
Because my parents were also like that. They were always kind of trying to fix something. Either
like their marriage.
Anyway, I mean, either put like new, how do you say this, wallpapers or.
Yeah. And the wallpapers,
like
they need the most knocking, of course. The wallpapers. I mean, I don't even use glue for the wallpapers.
All kinds of things. Like, it was always fine for me. Like since I was born, it always looked great. But they continuously fixed everything. And it was always these periods of fixing. Where, I don't know.
You know, I gotta tell you something. You talk a lot, but listen.
I mean, whatever I do, you always complicate things.
That's what your parents are doing. Anyhow,
so tell me about your hate. What did you hate?
Yeah, so man, I mean, you got me starting because, by the way, this is just for those of you who, like, for old fans and stuff. Whenever I used to write like jokes for stand up, for my like shows and stuff live, the first thing I would do is always think about emotions because. You never get wrong with emotions. If you say like I love something or I hate something specifically, I mean, of course it depends on your on stage character, right? But like I felt like always I was kind of playing like that guy who like gets angry at something and rages over something. That's a reason to talk a lot, right? So I always would ask myself this: what do I hate now the most that I can talk about, right? So there's always like something that I hate and pisses me off. But I was thinking, you know what I fucking hate? I hate guys who tattoo their legs. I fucking hate it, man. I think there's something
thinking
disgusting.
About doing this. What?
Your leg.
Yeah. Why not?
Listen, let's put it into some reference. You have no tattoos at the moment, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and you were thinking your first tattoo is going to be on your fucking leg.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? This is so fucking disgusting.
What?
I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I think
it's just
like
you.
I find it super sexy for a girl to have a leg tattoo, and super disgusting for a man to have a leg tattoo. Because like legs are supposed to be hairy and fucking disgusting.
No, yours
like,
are hairy and disgusting. Mine are just hairy.
Son of a bitch.
No, but yeah, I mean it depends on the person. Yeah. You're not the...
Well, just because my legs are hairy, that doesn't make me a worse person. And all of you out there with hairy legs, listen to me. It doesn't matter. Because ultimately... Yeah, I thought it was going to be something else. Anyhow, but yeah, I mean, no, I think like male legs are fucking not supposed to be a place for like showcasing art. Like female legs are beautiful, you know. That girls work them out and shave them and lotion them and whatever. They're sexy and they're beautiful. And of course, if you put a tattoo, it makes it even more sexy. But a guy's legs is fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? Like on your arms, it makes sense because like I want to see my guns, man. Look at my guns, man. But like on your fucking legs, it's fucking disgusting. So for some reason it pisses me off. But especially it pisses me off when, like in your case, you're saying you don't have any tattoos. Like I would rather understand it if you were running out of fucking real estate, right? You have no place on your body because you're covered in tattoos, so you go to your legs. But if this is your first tattoo, you fucking put it on your legs, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, I don't fucking get it. I would rather see you suck a dick. I would rather see you suck my own dick with my own eyes than see a tattoo on your leg. I would much rather see you suck my dick. Much rather.
You didn't.
But this thing with the fucking tattoo on your leg. How did you even? Like, where is it on your leg?
You argued.
Where would you put it?
You argued. That was a really terrible argument. Like you didn't say anything. You just hate it because it's.
Yeah. Because it's hate.
It annoys you.
For hate, you know, there's no reason. Yeah, because as you know, this is the hate of the week, guys.
Yeah, but at least mine had sense. Yours is just senseless.
But because you overanalyze it, man, you're thinking, what would make sense to be hated?
Yeah, it would make sense for me to sleep.
Like, do you think Hitler was like, which race would be best to exterminate?
Yeah, of course.
What would make more?
Yeah,
of course. He was a smart guy, so that's why people look up to him. But I'm not a smart guy. I just think with my heart, man. This is just, you know, the way I feel is just emotional. And sometimes, guys, don't be afraid to be emotional. In the best of cases, it's good. Anyway.
I'm still getting a tattoo maybe there. But
yeah, so did you come up with like already a plan for your first tattoo? Do you know what it's going to be, where it's going to be?
It's the same as before. I'm thinking about it.
What was it? I think it was some cover art for some band,
yeah,
right?
Queens of the
some album.
Queens of the Stone Age, yeah. The trident that it's double dent. I don't know how it's called. Yeah, whatever. But
that's awesome.
Apparently not for you.
But well, not on the leg, it's not. But everywhere else, it's good. Like you could put it on your head. It's going to be better than that.
Yeah.
You know what? I've never had any tattoos. Now I'm 28. I had one. Now I had a second.
Yeah, but you had
and I think by the end of the year, I'm going to cover myself up.
You also had something else.
I think I'm going to get to the legs by the end of the year.
Yeah, but you had a magical experience. Maybe I should have one too.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe then I'll get one.
Yeah, I think it's... I mean, I think, you know what changed my opinion about tattoos is having one. And not being able to wash it off. And the moment that happened, I was like, they're not that bad. I can live with that.
Yeah.
And
for now.
I mean, for example, the gonorrhea was much worse because when you pee, it hurts. But this thing's not bad at all. You can like, you know, it's okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You know what? I'm so fucking happy that we're doing this. We were talking over the weekend, and I know we were not supposed to talk. Because officially, just to be professional, we're not supposed to talk. We just keep it professional, right? But I was going to tell you, man, this is so great because I wanted to do some sort of podcast for a while, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like Hitler, you know, trying to logically make a very good logical decision, like he did. So I wanted to be like, what would make the most sense, right? And I was like, well, I live in mountain middle of nowhere, so there's no like celebrities that I can invite on, right? And I didn't know about Charlie before then, which now I'm like super excited about. But I thought, well, there's no celebrities, so no one's going to listen for the guests, right? And then I'm alone by myself. But now that I have you, man, everything fucking changed. And now everything is fucking beautiful. Yeah. And I'll even accept your leg tattoo, to be honest. Because, listen, guys, if your legs are beautiful and you love your body, and you should, because God gave it to you, put a leg tattoo on, all right?
Yeah. By the way, just talk something now that I don't have to know, because I'm getting a beer.
All right, sure. So once, the one time when I fucked Stefcho's sister, that was a pretty interesting moment because she looked at me and she was like, I don't know if we should talk to him about this. You know, I mean, he's my brother. I know we don't talk, and he's really not a part of the family anymore, and he's not included in
back.
Our parents. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, so I was just talking about
I'll hear it later.
music and stuff.
So,
but anyhow, so you know, can you look at your notes and just look for something else that you had there? If not,
yeah,
I will just.
I have a lot of like I have like at
fucking
least
do this,
one
man.
more
Let's fucking
thing.
do this, man. Because I got
You wanna
fucking 2 more beers and I'm way too slow and I don't
God
even have time to
fucking
drink
damn it!
that
And I
much.
think we'll have to cut
And
a
I
lot
was
of.
hosting a guest in my living room. He was on my bed and on my fridge.
We'll need more things. Yeah, like we'll have to cut half of it. So you want to talk about some dream you had, right? Mm-hmm.
That's not a sound effect, guys. That's fucking real beer. And shout out to the fucking beer of Malta. It's called Cisk. And it's not supposed to be because it's C-I-S-K, but it's supposed to be pronounced Cisk. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, I had this dream, man. And the thing is, I started hitting the gym again because every once in a while I become a fat fuck and I start going to the gym again. So, like, you know, first couple of weeks, everything hurts. I'm super tired. And then, you know, eventually it's the opposite. I feel full of energy and everything. But, like, the first week or two, I'm super tired, so I sleep like 10 hours a day. And I'm having these crazy dreams, right? Because I set my alarm for like 6 in the morning. I get up at 8 just to fuck with myself. So I have like 7 alarms and 6. So they wake me up and then I fall asleep again and I have these crazy dreams. And, you know, I had a bunch of dreams. I don't want to talk about all of them, but one of them, like last week, was super fucking awesome. So this dream, for whatever fucking reason, I see myself attending this comedy special, this live event. I go to the concert or to the place, and the venue is very, very, very tiny. It's almost like a very, very tiny living room, but almost like a closet. And it's all black. It's just black curtains all over the place. And I sit on the very front row, but the thing is, it's so small, there's no rows. It's like maybe 2 or 3 chairs in the whole place. So I sit, and there's no one on the sides of me. There's maybe one person behind me. I don't know, because I don't look back. And on the stage, which is not, there's not a stage. The people are just next to me. In front of me is like the stage. And there are 3 chairs. And there's like the foldable, plasticky, shitty chairs. And I see John Mayer and Dave Chappelle. And they are just finishing their act. And they're introducing, check this out, Celine Dion is making her debut, fucking comedy debut, and she's trying stand-up for the first time. And she comes in, and the base is so small that she can't even, that Dave and John cannot leave the place, so they sit, and she sits like next to them, and they stay and just look at their feet and just look very confused. And when she starts doing her bits, they suck, man, they suck. And everyone's like, no one's laughing. And they look down and they try really hard not to burst out laughing because she's so bad. And for some reason, you know how
she's a woman. Of course,
yeah,
she's bad.
yeah. So for exactly, that's the most appropriate thing I've ever heard you say. And she, for some reason, looked like not like Celine Dion, but she actually looked like Stevie Nicks, you know, from Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah,
so
of course.
She the age of 17. So she looked like, but like an older version, of course, like a nowadays Stevie Nicks. By the way, she's gonna be one of the nominated person for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a solo artist this year. So it's gonna be, I mean, next year, 2019. So it's gonna be fucking awesome. Anyhow, so. Nice. She's there and trying to kill it, but she's not. And she's getting angry at the crowd and just like yelling at them. And John and Dave are looking at her feet. And the whole time, I'm not even listening to her. So I can't even remember any of her jokes. I'm looking at John and I'm like, oh my God, John is next to me. And I can like literally, I need to keep my hands to myself because if I just like stretch a little, I will touch him. Like he's so close. And I don't want to, you know, like break her set or anything, break her balls. So I don't want to interrupt the set, but I'm like, I need to talk to John. And I don't know what to say. So I figure out I'm going to just point to my tattoo and go, Horimitsu. Just to say this is the same guy, right? But I don't do it because like, I don't want to, you know, I feel uncomfortable, feel shy with the whole situation. And that's it. And the dream ends. So that was my dream, man.
Oh. I don't know, but I was expecting more.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I had a lot of short dreams, like a lot of dreams, but like short ones. Yeah. I mean, remember one time I called you like in the middle of the night? I didn't call you, but
yeah.
like I recorded a message of like 30 minutes
Yeah,
explaining one
yeah.
of my dreams. That was a fucking intense one. Oh my God. I can maybe just recall it really quickly.
But it's
It was
kind of
a,
sad. It's not very.
oh yeah, it's very sad. So let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, say something funny.
Well, what happened was that. No, let's not do it.
You got traumatized forever.
Yeah, no, man, I was so
Amazing.
scared. Like it was fucked up. That's why I wanted to record it because normally, like even if you have a nightmare, you wake up and you're like a couple
Yeah,
moments
you
later,
forget
like,
it,
you go
yeah.
take a piss, you jerk off, and you're fine. But this time, like I'm like 30 minutes into it, and I still think about it. It's like this is fucked up what I just saw in this dream, and so I had to like put it out there, and I was looking at my fish, and that wasn't helping. And
What's up with
I
the
had
fish?
some great
Haven't
fish.
talked about it in a while. Are they
Oh,
alive?
The fish is awesome, man.
Are they?
was just
Are you
feeding
changing
them right
them, or
before we
they're
yeah.
just alive?
I'm changing them every once in a while. I'm like putting some clothes on them and putting off old clothes. But the thing is, I was feeding them a little bit right before we started, and my hands smell of fish. And the thing about fish food is, for those of you who don't know, it's actually made of fish mostly.
Oh,
So for the vegans out there, because fish is not stupid, man. Fish knows meat is good. And the thing is, in the ocean, they don't get that much of a variety of meat, so they have to eat each other. So, it's fucking awesome. When they eat, it's like I look at them and I go, "Oh, you little bastards, just eating." And then my favorite thing is when they shit and that you have this long poop just hanging from their ass for a long time, and they're swimming around. It just doesn't detach. Like sometimes it's like it's like when they were trying to do the Gemini missions before Apollo, and they were trying to detach the spaceship from the other spaceship, and they couldn't, and they were dying and everything. It was the same. It was like I had a flashback from the Gemini missions. Shout out to everyone who's listening still at this point.
So. Yeah.
So yeah, you were reading Shogun, and I was gonna tell you what I'm reading. I started reading the Gulag Archipelago, man. Oh, this is such an insane shit, man. Like, this is exactly for the part of the show where it's serious, because this book is really, it's an investigation of like the darkest possible, human condition, like of the worst that we are capable of. And from the very start, and this is very weird, it's almost like last time I started with telling you that I was watching Making a Murderer on Netflix. It's the same in a sense that it's real facts, real events, and real people. Like every name that's in the book is of a real person, and every event is a real event. And it's bizarre. It's like
Wait, what? I mean, what is about? Like the author was.
Yeah, I mean, he was just telling stories of like the real people that he met with him in the camp, and everything that he's telling is the people who was. Yeah, I mean, he was he was arrested for like he was a writer, but at this point he was actually an officer in the army.
I've heard Jordan Peterson mention him a lot.
I mean, this is why I started reading it, and he was.
Yeah.
I just started it, so it's not like a spoiler. Not telling you anything that's like important, but. He was arrested for a letter that he sent to a friend from school, and someone obviously opened the letter and read it, and they found something inappropriate, and they arrested him, and he got fucked. Like, and even from the very first chapter, it just gets so fucking dark. Like immediately, it's insane. Like he's talking about all the people that got arrested, and he's saying no one protested, because when you get arrested, you usually think, well, listen. I'm innocent, so it's gonna come up at some point, right? Someone's gonna realize this is not supposed to happen. But the thing was, they had a quota. They had to make a certain number of arrests, so they didn't give a fuck. He tells the story of this woman. Listen to this. This woman who goes to the police because her neighbor got arrested, and his child who was sick was crying all the time. So she goes to the police and says, "Listen, this child's probably gonna die, and I don't know what to do." And they say, "Well, stay here." and no one does anything for like 2 hours. And after 2 hours, they figure out, well, she's still here, so let's arrest her because we gotta make a certain number of arrests. So just because she went to the police, she got arrested, and she was sent for 10 years to prison. This is a true story, and this was.
Wait, what's the country?
Russia, man. This is like, you know, after
like
the war.
Stalin.
I mean, even before the war. But this is
the Stalin
yes,
times.
this is some insane shit, and I think, you know, everyone should read it. This book came out in the 70s. This guy started writing it right after the war. I think he started writing it when he was there and he was in the Gulag, and it's unbelievable, man. And the fact is that he was Russian. So this is not like you're thinking this is shitting on Russia. No, this guy was Russian, and he wrote it for Russian people. You know, he wrote it for the future generations to know what not to do.
Yeah, I read it was like forbidden in.
Exactly. So he got, you know, this guy
first.
had to leave. He was once in jail. So the time the book came out, it was. They were like, fuck you, you're exiled. So they send him away. He goes to the States. He wins a Nobel Prize. And then in the 90s, he still comes back to Russia because he's such a patriot. He still loves his country. So he comes back because he doesn't want to give up on his country. And I mean, I just started it, but from the very start, it's very gripping. And
It's insane. I mean, like Jordan Peterson, he gave this. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much history, but he gave this example about Stalin. Like during his time, he decided, okay, if you're rich, maybe you didn't make your money in a very fair way, so he decided to kill all the rich people just because of this assumption.
Yeah, and maybe even.
But actually, they were like
the most intelligent people, the greatest artists.
Yeah, the thing is that they were like the people that were the farmers, the best farmers that knew their.
I mean, there was a reason why they were rich, right?
And there was kind of a crisis, because they lost all the best minds this
fucking
way.
Crazy, man.
They just took them and shot them. Like, okay.
Oh, man.
You're rich, so you die.
It's insane, and I mean, I you know what I was thinking when I was reading this? I was thinking all of these fucking trigger sensitive fucking assholes today in this present political climate. All the fucking assholes, all the ambiguous gender fluid fucking idiots. They should read this just to realize, you know, how fortunate we are to live today in the developing world. Because I mean, there are some parts of the world where shit is still happening. It's not like, I mean, fucking Middle East, man. What the irony is of the fact that the cradle of civilization, you know, if you say, okay, life comes from Africa, but the Middle East, where all civilized life comes from, is where everything's been fucking destroyed and ruined, all these temples and all this history and everything. So shit is still happening all around us, but we're so fortunate that we are in a place where it's you know, you're not hungry, you have a job, you have a house, you have everything,
but
and you're still fucking bitching about shit.
Yeah, for now we're fortunate. Yeah, it's one of the most peaceful times. I mean, the most peaceful time. But yeah, but we're fortunate. But imagine if a war happens now, we'll all die suddenly. It will be the worst war.
Yeah.
So maybe it's you know, calm before the storm.
I don't know, man. It's because it's like we can't evolve fast enough to recover from our nature. You know, we have had the same kind of issues for hundreds of thousands of years, because the same kind of issues were exhibited. They were so terrible in the war in the sense of statistically there were big enough numbers, like, oh, 60 million people died, you know, because of Stalin, but all of that. But back in the day, you know, there were people like that. I mean, Genghis Khan was like that, and before that, there must have been some fucking caveman who's killing people around. And the fact that he just killed 20 people because he only could reach 20 people, that doesn't, you know. So what I'm saying is there were people like that always, forever, and when we will actually evolve over that, I don't know if we ever will. I don't know if AI would be the thing that would succeed us and become better than us in that sense. I don't know if we will ever be able to distract ourselves from our nature and the worst part of our nature, which are what makes us, you know, human. There's always the dark and the bright. There's always, you know, the devil inside us and the God inside us. So the danger of that always exists, and I just say shout out for the danger, because it always exists, bitch.
It's very weird. Because
man, we had such a fucking deep moment, didn't we? For I don't know how many minutes we were just talking about these deep things, and I just got hard.
Yeah, and I just had something to say, and you decided to conclude it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm just going to say that all these things, that what is supposed to be what's happening, it's so twisted now because this civilization that we're having now, everything is against nature. Like, it's these millions years of evolution. It's not meant to be this way. So we're kind of, who knows what will happen.
I think
it's already completely unnatural. So
exactly, like the technological advancement was so big that imagine like you were a caveman and you had like a big bone in your hand and you start crushing things, you're crushing things, and somewhere out there, like if someone had the intelligence to foresee the future, to say this guy, this race, this fucking caveman will be dominating this world, and will be dominating it in such a short time that will not be able to evolve enough and be intelligent enough to appreciate that. So we'll still have that same attitude of smashing things with the big bone. That when you have when you have a Trump president, you know what I mean? So it's the same kind of thing, but your weapons now are big enough that they can affect the whole world. You know what I mean? They can destroy things. They can destroy nature. So with the bone you can kill a tiny animal, but now you can destroy populations of animals. We can ruin the oceans of the earth. You can fucking destroy the ecosystem. You know what I mean? It's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's very, very dangerous. But I don't know what the answer is, because the answer is not to, because some people, you know, are like, oh, let's go back to nature and let's live in the mountains and eat berries and stuff. That's not the answer at the moment. It's not an option, really. If everyone went back to the mountains, really not something is going to help. You know, we gotta have an intelligent solution.
We can take some things from us now and go, not just go naked there. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, maybe that's
it. But
maybe
no,
we can
what I
meet
mean is all of
halfway.
this, like working 8 hours or 9 hours with the lunch break per day, is so unnatural. Like sitting on a desk, and then we try to fix it by going to the gym for 1 hour. And eating all this.
But do you think maybe that was always happening? Do you think maybe the fucking caveman was like thinking, oh shit, fucking painting these fat women on the cave for 8 hours a day and then fucking going to my cave therapist?
Yeah, I mean that's when things started to go wrong. Like
maybe they were always wrong. Maybe that's
it's a side effect of emotions. Like we started appreciating
but that's the thing. Maybe we always think things are bad, so this is why we always make things worse. Because we always look for better things.
Yeah, of course. It's always your childhood is the best time, and then everything just crumbles and everything sucks. But
yeah, man, I'm so happy that this is like we have this conversation, and at the same time, I'm so sad that we only have it because of the podcast, and we never have these deep conversations.
I mean, we always have it. I mean,
yeah, we have it, but we have it. But it sounds more dramatic if I say we don't.
Yeah, play some dramatic music.
Oh yeah, let's play.
Or you have just sad music, and this
I have
clapping.
all kinds of music. I love this one.
Yeah, you have all kinds of music, and you always play this one.
Because it's great. But listen, let's find something else. Listen, this is one is right. It's also sad. Let's listen to this one. What the fuck?
All kinds of sad music.
Yeah, this one is nice. I feel more intelligent already. I feel like drinking.
Play something. Don't play the samples. Play the background and then you improvise on top.
No problem, buddy.
Put your heart into it.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
It's great.
Beautiful. Just quieter. Maybe Charlie will come again.
I can't play the fucking piano, man. I bought a piano. I can't play the fucking piano.
Wait, but you play the flute. You play the flute, right?
There is a flute here, but
no, I mean you had a no, I don't want to. I didn't mean for you to play it. What I meant was you went to school for the flute, right?
Yeah. No, I think by the way, because I bought this like 2 days ago, I think I'm probably gonna start learning.
My thoughts. The thing is, when you go to a musical to study it, you start with how is this called? I mean, you with a piano, you start.
Yeah,
they teach you
I know I can read the notes. Let's put it this way.
But you started by playing piano, no?
No. But I can read the notes. So if I see like a note sheet of notes for piano, I know where they are. But the point is, I don't have the muscle memory of my hands, and I don't have the dexterity to play the chord. Like I have to find every note. Like, oh, this is here, this is here, this is here. You know what I mean? Like it takes forever to learn one chord. I know where they are, but like by the time like I read a whole line of notes, it's like an hour.
Yeah.
So I probably have to like buy some notebook for beginners and start playing.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe because when you play guitar, you play it by ear, kind of. I mean, that's what I think.
No, but by ear,
I mean, if you translate it from the guitar to the piano, maybe. Because that's the best way to play by ear, not to read notes.
No, the best way is like both, I guess. I mean,
I guess.
Because you can play some cool ass shit that like written 500 years ago, and then play by ear too. But I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know, because my schedule is full. I'm booked. I'm overbooked.
Yeah.
Booked all kinds of.
Wait,
books.
what do you mean? What do you do all day? Like before you were freediving, you stopped this. What happened?
Ooh, we never talked about free diving, man. We never talked about that.
God damn it! Well, let's talk about it next time, maybe.
God damn it! Let's do it. Next time, guys, tune in for some free diving shit.
Yeah.
Free diving is a sport, but not only. It's a philosophy and it's a way of life. Free diving, next time on the Bogi plus Stefcho equals podcast.
That was the commercial break. That really sounded like a commercial break.
It was great. I actually really like it.
When you get famous.
And also another commercial break.
Deals.
Have you ever had diarrhea in a place where it's not supposed to be, like your mouth? Happens all the time. What you have to do is get a bunch of diarrheal pills. Let me repeat that. Diarrheal pills. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had diarrhea in my mouth. I'll have to have some pills. All right. How about that for a commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we you know what? The thing is, we only expect, like, we hope we get commercials, and so people pay us money for doing that. Thing is, we got to start doing commercials before they pay us. And then, at some point, there's going to start paying. The money's going to start coming at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
we
just
first
like made up.
get like
Fucking
10 times
genius! We're going to make fake commercials of fake products. Let me write it down. Let me write it down in front of the mic so we can.
Oh yeah, we should totally have it in the middle like everyone. Yeah, except ours will be fake. Like everything we do.
All right. Fake product commercials. It's going to be awesome. Listen to another one. Ow! What is it, honey? Ooh, my liver hurts. So you're going to die soon. Well, what am I going to do with your remains? I guess I'm going to put him in a coffin. Coffins.com. The best coffins in the whole world. That's great.
That was really uplifting. I feel better now.
Yeah.
Way to end my day.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm really happy that that we do this, and I think can we wrap it up? Do you have something else we want to talk about, or because we did? I think we did almost 2 hours. Not really, but yeah, 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, but after we cut the bad stuff, it will be like left 3
No, we're not
3
gonna
minutes.
cut shit, man.
Of course you will.
Cut shit.
Some
No.
of them were so bad. I feel bad.
Oh, it was so good.
talk about
man.
it later.
So fucking good.
We'll talk about it later.
Never
You'll
cut
have
shit.
to cut this part also. Anyway.
So listen, let's wrap it up. We had a bunch of
Yeah,
fun.
wrap it up.
We had Charlie here because he was in NASA. Oh, he's still knocking. Charlie, I'm sorry, you're sleeping. We had Charlie. We had some commercials. We talked about books, Japan, what we hate and what we don't hate. And this was a great fucking time. So thanks guys for listening, and I guess see you next week. Hear you next week, I guess, on the podcast. Bogi plus Stefcho equals podcast. Tell your friends. Don't forget. And listen again. Stefcho, do you have something to add?
Yep. Bye.
All right, guys. Bye, and I fucking love you forever.